Okay, so I'm now interviewing Casey Ritter. Hey, Casey.
Hi, I'm Casey. I've been teaching special education with Bakersfield City School Districts for this is my 6th year, I think, in the classroom.
Great. So I just have a few questions for you. First one, how would you say you integrate honesty and integrity into your curriculum?
I would say definitely by creating a positive environment, checking for understanding, creating an environment that students feel comfortable to talk about things, and also holding students accountable.
Great. How do you ensure that your classroom is a space where students from all walks of life are treated equally?
Like I said before, always creating that safe environment where students feel welcomed and ensure individual needs of students are met.
Great. How do you promote critical thinking through inquiry, problem solving, and reflection?
We do multiple checks for understanding, a lot of hands-on activities, collaboration among peers, and being in special ed that might need more prodding from, paraprofessionals and staff, in the classroom.
Perfect. How do you employ classroom routines such as procedures, norms, and supports for positive behavior to ensure a climate where all students can learn?
I've created a daily visual schedule which we follow each day. Students also have their own visual schedules that they can check throughout the day. It takes a lot of time to initially implement these, but once when students have the the hang of checking their schedules and knowing what's expected of them throughout the day, it helps the classroom run very smooth. Also, we reteach procedures each day and reinforce with positive behavior. We use a lot of token economy systems where students can earn the tokens right away. After about 5 tokens, they're given like a preferred activity. We also use a lot of first in boards, which we use visuals where, first work and then break, or first work and, whatever preferred activity helps motivate them.
Okay, great. How do you organize curriculum to facilitate student understanding of the subject matter?
So I work with our PLC group on a weekly basis. We develop a pacing guide, which is modified from the general education curriculum. We develop lessons to meet the IEP goals and student need based on their level. And then, like organization, personally, I just keep everything organized within a folder in Google Drive, so it's easy to find.
Okay, good. How do you adapt instructional plans and curriculum materials to meet the assessed needs of all of your students?
I adapt lessons by scaffolding them down and adding visuals as needed. Assess students through data collection and observation on a daily basis.
Okay, and let's see. How do your students know what the goals are for them in a specific unit of study?
Students know what the goal is because I typically write the learning intention on the whiteboard and tell them what we will be learning. Okay, kids, now we are going to be doing, letter of the week or whatever that the learning intention is during that time.
Okay. Do you use technology to assist in assessments, analysis, and communication of student learning?
In the classroom daily, we use, technology through the smart board or through their Chromebooks. Obviously, right now, through virtual learning, it's a little bit different. They're on technology all day, and we're having to learn how to give them the materials that they would learn best through, but all virtually. But in the classroom, using the smart board often where they can go up and they can interact with um, the touch board. Um, and then as far as like assessments on using technology, we do input like assessment scores, and that will generate standard scores and where they're at for their IEP testing.
Okay, good. What technology has been the most pivotal for the student learning in your classroom?
Probably the most helpful when we're in the classroom is the use of the smartboard and the students being able to interact with it. I can see their responses and it's just more interactive and they enjoy going up to the smartboard.
Nice. What do you do to ensure ELL students' needs are addressed?
So being in special ed, our classroom is a language enriched classroom. So, our day is based on developing that language and always, building kids' language development all together. English language learners, their needs are met by developing language-based goals within their IEP. And obviously that language enrichment throughout the day.
Okay. How often do you analyze student data to guide your reteaching, like such as quizzes, tests, daily tasks, etc.?
Data is analyzed daily through data collection and observation. And then obviously when it's time for their annual IEP or their triennial IEP, it's looked at a little bit more closely during that time.
Okay. How do you continue to grow and learn as a teacher?
I continue to grow and learn as a teacher by never being closed-minded. It's important to maintain an open mind, staying flexible and willing to always gather input from other educators. No matter how long you've been in the teaching field, you can always learn from others.
So true. How do you feel you actively participate in and contribute to the achievement of the learning community in regards to like your own thought process with humility and considers those of, positive, open-minded attitude?
So I work with my PLC team each week, which it consists of other 4th through 6th grade special education teachers. We share ideas and activities with each other. I enjoy seeing other teachers, seeing what other teachers are doing with their students because I'm always looking for new ways to engage my students. And I think, when teachers are feeling frustrated or down, it's good to be able to talk with other teachers because they're not alone. You can bounce your ideas back and forth with each other and encourage others to stay positive.
True. What type of learning environment do you feel your teaching is most aligned to?
I feel probably my teaching approach is most aligned to the learner and community centered. I always base needs on what engages the students and how I can help them, be successful.
How do you handle conflict resolution in the classroom?
I usually handle conflict by talking to each party individually and discussing ways to handle it in a positive manner. I remind students to use appropriate language and try to help them see how certain things make other students feel. So, asking them those questions, well, how do you think that made them feel? That really kind of shows them that perspective, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have treated them that way. And, also, doing the social emotional lessons of, teaching kids about feelings and how they, make others feel, how they feel and why they act in certain ways, managing their emotions and their anger.
Nice. Well, thanks, Casey. That's the last of my questions. I appreciate your help today.
Of course.